welcome to another episode of the Anything Else podcast. Not this time, we are actually elsewhere. We're at the Haines Mile Pub down in Rosewood in Saskatoon, enjoying some lovely Yukon Brewing pints, as well as other things. Come down if you ever need a quick drink or some good food.
Fantastic little spot, all the way down in Rosewood. Hidden gem.
Before we get lost in free promo, my name is Olli Eldrick. I will be your host for today. Joining me in the co-host chair, I have Mr. Alex Lintz.
Hello, hello.
Joining me in the producer chair, I have Mr. Dallasoutsyder.
Hello, I'm dallasoutsyder.
And joining us in the hot seat, finally, we just have one person in the hot seat after a couple of episodes of having multiple people. We have Mr. Alex Brassard.
That is me.
Banastronaut.
Yes,
Ooh.
hello.
And CFCR.
And CFCR,
And
yeah.
probably other things as well.
And the Toronto Raptors, based on how tall he is.
No, no one wants me in a basketball team.
Well, Alex, we've known you for a while now.
Yeah.
Got to know and appreciate you. But other people who might be listening, reading, watching along might not know who you are. Do you want to give us a little bit of a brief bio?
I play bass in Banastronaut and do backup vocals and all that. Stand around, dance, shake my blood on stage, as you do. And then I also host a radio show on Wednesdays, 5 to 6. It's the Wednesday edition of The Buzz on CFCR 90.5 FM, Saskatoon's premier community radio station. Yeah, all the above. Yeah, those are the two big things. I don't know. Other than that, you can usually see me blocking people's view at shows and wherever I'm at. So, yeah.
Well, Alex, and that feels weird for me to say. I'm going to be talking in the third person a bit today.
Okay.
We know you, we love you, but as usual, for God's sake, man, talk about anything else.
But your name's actually Alex.
I know, you can call me Al, Big Al, as I'm known on the
With
airwaves.
Big Al and even bigger Al. It's great.
There's too many Big Al's in Saskatoon. We were talking about this the other day. Because they call me Big Al, you're Big Al, and then I forget his last name.
I'm
Alex,
he's
formerly of
Squidward.
Spare
There's
Dying.
Squidward.
He's also-
Whereabouts, Squidward?
But yeah, what's your special interest today? What's your passion project?
Special interest. I think you guys had asked me a while ago, and I had an answer, and I was like, no, that's a really lame, nerdy answer. I should come up with something else.
I would like to remind the viewers at home that Adam Beitel did the New York Times crossword. There's no such thing as too nerdy.
And time passed, and so I guess I'm going to talk about what's known as speedrunning video games.
Oh, Dallas, it's finally happened.
Yeah, this is for you.
It's finally happening.
There's finally the Kingdom Hearts overlap.
The gods have blessed me to this day.
Dallas finally gets the topic he
I
knows.
really wish we just recorded this without him now.
If we got through that half, and then it was just like, okay, Dallas is here.
Buddy,
for
you
the-
missed it.
Well, Dallas, honestly, Ollie, I don't know about you, but I think maybe we should turn some of the question asking over to
So have you
Dallas
ever-
for a change here.
So have you ever accidentally sped run a video game before?
Accidentally.
Yeah.
I think, when it comes to some shorter games, there's one. It was made by an indie company. It's called Thomas Was Alone, and the runtime is 2 hours, and then so you just kind of fly through it. It's great. So kind of, I guess, one of those. I don't speed run a ton. There's one game that I've played, and I'm like, all right, cool, that's my lane. But I'm just I watch it, and I'm kind of just a happy kind of watcher of it. But I'm just I don't know, in love with it just for the community and the fact that lots of it is charity based, and it's great. So
It's really taken off in the past 5-10 years. And so when else did you get into it?
I got into it way back in the day. I was following a comedian, and he had one of the first podcasts, and he had a speedrunner on, and just kind of in a weird kind of oh, whatever. And so followed this speedrunner, and it was about him setting this 18-minute world record. And it was him. Yeah, it was Cosmo Wright. He was doing Ocarina of Time, and he did it in 18 minutes, and he was talking about it. And I was like, all right, what's this? So then I go and watch the video, and at first I'm like, okay, this is kind of lame. But then there's a point where he does a sequence perfect, and his demeanor changes, and he's just all right, keep cool, can't screw this up, and then I was like, wait, hang on, what? And then he finishes it, he beats the world record by 20 seconds, and then his partner tackles him off screen, and he's just yes, and it's just oh, okay, something happened here.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think like died down from there. And then I was on Twitch one time, and there's a group that they're like Games Done Quick.
Yes.
And they do like one big run. They do 2 big runs a year, one in January, one in like summer. And each one, the past couple have raised like $2.5-3 million for like Prevent Cancer Foundation and Doctors Without Borders. And it's like week-long marathons where it's just kind of like, I treat it like the Olympics, where I just kind of like, I put it on in the background, and then like, I'm like, oh, cool, they're doing a Halo run, and I'll watch it. And then like, whatever, dip out, come back in. Yeah.
I was going to say, we've kind of jumped in. We all know what it is, but people at home might not. I know
fair.
usually we have to say, like, do you want to explain for Dallas? Dallas clearly knows what this is.
Yeah, this is me and Dallas. You guys have to ask.
Do you want to explain what speedrunning is in an essence?
Sure. In broad strokes, it's playing a video game like a time trial, whereas you're just kind of trying to beat your best time every time. And then people put different limiters and different caveats to it. Like they'll do what's called an any percent run, which is like you can glitch your way through the game as much as you want, and just like you're getting the best time. Or they'll be gated by like, okay, you have to get so many of the, trophy items to get like a 50%, or get like if you're playing a Mario game and you have to collect stars, like, okay, Mario 64, collect so many stars run. Or like that's the essence of it. But people have they have a lot of fun with it, and they break the form a lot, which is also where I'm interested in it. Like their latest one, they had a dog playing a baseball game.
Right.
Shit you not.
I saw that. Yeah.
It was like a SNES baseball game, like Lou Gehrig's something, like whatever, something or other. And then this guy, like in a separate area, because they have it like at these events at convention centers where they have like, I don't know, a couple hundred people who can watch if they want. So I had this guy who was like feeding his dog treats and like getting the dog to press certain buttons. And then the dog, won this baseball game. And it was just like, what the hell?
Interesting. When I first came across speedrunning, my friends back in the UK, Gabe, Jamie, Albie, if you're listening, hello. They're really into speedrunning. And I didn't appreciate it at first because I thought it was, as someone who primarily plays Crusader Kings and Skyrim, I like playing games for a long time, usually without the ability. You can't really speedrun Crusader Kings.
No, you smoke those to the filter.
Exactly. So I didn't really appreciate it at first. And a lot of the videos I watched, I remember seeing one which I now find very impressive. But at the time, I found it kind of against the spirit of the game. Was a Skyrim one of going from fastest time to complete the Dragonborn DLC, not Dragon Ball DLC. That would be very different.
That'd be a whole
There
different
probably
game.
is a
And
Dragon Ball mod.
Oh, there's a Macho Man Randy Savage Dragon one, which is one of my favorites. But and that's very much abusing the janky geometry of the game by clipping through certain objects, which I didn't appreciate at the time because it felt like it was breaking the spirit. But then I had to think like it's a different spirit of the game. You're using the same game but a different spirit of it, and it is really cool. It's really interesting to see people do it. And like you say, there are some where you have to 100% or at least like complete base requirements.
I think it's interesting. I'm interested in the other aspects, like the one that I do run, which like from time to time is a Pokemon Crystal randomizer, which I fell into it because I loved those games growing up, like those old Game Boy Color, like get them on an emulator and just like play them on the background. And then the randomizer just randomizes all the items and the badges, so and then all the Pokemon and all the moves too. So I already have the knowledge in there. It's just learning the routing and being like, okay, I have this badge and this badge, and I can. And in that case, like the gym badges and whatever, like any item you find in the ground, it could be, the card key to get that you can take the train and go wherever. So it breaks the sequence in a fun way, and you're just kind of like every time you play it, it's different because that's a randomizer. And so I love randomizers. And then there's also like, I don't know, an event I like is also the races of it, where people will, like.
Yeah, and I need to try randomizer on Pokemon myself because, like, as Adam Johnson can also probably attest, like I play Pokemon Emerald a lot, and like I
yeah.
just find it hard to break out of what I usually default to with my teams and everything like that. Like I just beat the game in the same way every time because I'm like, okay, yeah, let's try and shake it up. But I don't want to shake it up. I end up just doing the same thing again and again. So
Yeah.
My favorite randomizers I usually watch are the Kingdom Hearts randomizers, and sometimes they do the boss randomizers. So like
Yeah.
you'll end up like sometimes if you're like early on in the game, you'll have to face Sephiroth at level 1 or something.
Yeah.
that sounds horrible.
I watched this one. I don't know if it was at the latest GDQ, but it was this one where this guy was like, "No, I can do this," and like spent 20 minutes trying to beat this like late game boss. And he's like, "No," gave up on it. I don't know. Yeah, those are fun. And the community is great. I also like the Mario Kaizo runs, which is like, it's like before Mario Maker. Now, like they do it in Mario Maker. But people would design their own levels and just get downright sadistic with like the intensity and the like the difficulty on it. And these
If you
people
don't do
will
it
just
perfect, you don't do it.
well, exactly. And then there's people who will ace them first try because that is their skill.
Yeah.
And it is astounding because you're like, I could never, like half of it, like I would say the entirety of the time of me watching is like there's one game where I'm like, yeah, I could probably do that. But like everything else, I'm like, I don't have the time to commit to that. I don't have the dexterity to do all of these pixel perfect presses. It's insane.
Yeah, I don't have the. I don't think I'd have the patience for it.
It's nuts.
I mean, we do have a champion speedrunner.
That's
in
true,
our
we
midst,
do.
though.
Sure. I want to ask you first. What's your personal best of any video game?
Like, I don't even know off top. Like
Like, have you ever submitted yourself to like the speedrunning website?
no.
No.
I like just because when I have run the game, I've just ate like horrible luck or just like kind of banked on being like, okay, it's not going to be this check, it'll be another one, and then just like missed other ones because I also like don't know it super well, and like my best time might be like a 2 like almost 3 hours run, which is I don't know what the best one is, but it's like it was nowhere close where I'm like it's something fun to do, but I'm not gunning for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, again something I don't have the time for, and it's just like oh yeah, just have another 3 hours that I can just spend doing a run.
Yeah.
It's amazing that something that's meant to take as quick as possible takes up a lot of time to get right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, depends on the game you play,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So the game I accidentally sped run was Shock and Surprise Kingdom Hearts, but I played the PS2 version, which has its own entire category because the difference between that and like the final mix versions is that the original PS2 has unskippable cutscenes. So like if you lose a boss fight and you have to watch the entire cutscene to
It adds a
activate-
lot of minutes onto your time.
yeah. So like the personal best for that category is like 5 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And so I was just playing it through on Twitch, and I think my personal best. I can't remember the time of it, but I think I was like 30th place in the speedrun category.
Like in the world.
Yeah,
Just on
wild.
accident.
yeah, it's entirely on accident.
That's
Well, Dallas, you
Props.
proudly proclaimed that once you finish playing Kingdom Hearts, you just start playing Kingdom Hearts again.
I don't
Yeah.
like. I know it's not a speed run per se. I guess it isn't a speed run, but like the only time I've done anything like that on a video game was on the PS1 version of Crash Team Racing. On a time trial, I was like, "Oh, I did really well on that," and I like looked up like what are the record times for this, and I like came within like not even 10 seconds of like the world record on Tiny Arena. And I was like, what the hell? Like if I hit like one more time crate on
Yeah.
my way because I was trying harder, I might have done it. I've never come close since that, but yeah.
But that's where like the consistency and the amount of time these people put in, like where they're just like, okay, I'll just keep grinding this, and then you just you fluke into it sometimes where it's just like,
What's more impressive to you? A speed run where it's like exploiting a glitch and seeing who can exploit these glitches the fastest, or doing like a true speed run of a game?
I think some of the glitches and some of the like frame perfect like presses where people can like one is consistently doing them, and then like just be able to consistently pull off certain glitches is like remarkable.
It's also finding the glitches.
Yeah.
Which is a whole other aspect.
There was a brand new glitch on the Jack 2 speedrun community that slimmed it from being 40-minute gameplay to 4 minutes.
To 4 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
there was
crazy.
such a massive gap in the glitch.
It's not really speedrunning, but the thing that always I briefly got very fascinated with. Have you ever watched Counter-Strike leagues play? Have you ever seen this?
Yeah, somewhat.
Oh. Yeah. Counter-Strike is an online game. It was originally a mod for Half-Life. It's now its own game. It has been for years. You can't play casually. You can't decide you want to start playing the game. I bought it and I was like, shall we play it with a friend of mine? He's like, no, you haven't played it before, so you can't play it. And you watch videos and the matches are done in 4 seconds. Because everyone knows exactly, if you start here, the other person started over here, so you turn 27 degrees, jump once, and you can shoot them, and it's done. It's insane to
like
watch.
chess.
It's
Like honestly, the way that some of those like the angles on them are where it's just someone pops out for a split second and you just instinctually just done.
Yeah. That's wild.
I was talking about it with someone before. They were like, "Oh, it's like Call of Duty." I'm like, "No, not."
No, like Counter-Strike,
reaction times for
Valorant is like angle shooters. It's not like first person. Like some high-level COD stuff is like, okay, you pop a corner and you can die really quickly, but you at least like you have a second or something.
Yeah.
But these people are just so quick, especially like knowing the angles of headshots and.
But it is, like you say, it's a bit like chess in that, I've started here, I'm going to do this move. And then if I see them do that move, I'm going to do this move. And it's over before you know it. But people love watching it. And honestly, you start watching it, you get really into it.
And when you, like, if someone pays me to play a video game, I'm going to play the ever-living crap out of that video game and, like, analyze everything. So, like, esports and stuff, which is a whole other thing I could probably talk about. Mm-hmm. People are very analytical about that sort of thing, where it's just like, it's nuts.
Question for like the two of you guys, like, so like, is there any speed running that is done on like, because I know most speed running is done on games that are already like fairly short and like fairly rudimentary series type thing, but like, are there speed runs that are done on like more like kind of AAA adventure titles, like for say an Uncharted or something like that? Like, is there speed run for everything? Or
There is a speed run for everything.
Probably.
There's a speed run for the Chicken Run on the PS1.
It's like gambling. If it exists, people are speed running it. If it exists, people are gambling on it.
Well, and including like,
and there's betting on and there is gambling on speed running.
I saw someone play Sneaking, which is the novelty Burger King game that they put out like as a promo. You know, hey, here's your Burger King meal. Here's the CD game. And people have sped run that and like have found the best ways to win that game. And it's like you have that, but then you also have like people who will like sit down 12 hours straight, play Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it runs the gamut of what people will sit down and
some things when you say speed run, it doesn't necessarily mean it's 20 seconds long. It can still take a few hours to do. Look at Mr. 5.5 hours on Kingdom Hearts. Well, actually, one of the first things I ever came across, technically speed running, it's more endurance running at that point, Desert Bus, from the cancelled Penn and Teller game that became kind of like a viral sensation, which is you literally drive a bus, a school bus between the real distance between, I think it's LA and Vegas.
Yeah.
But the bus veers ever so slightly to the right, so you have to keep
you have to keep on it. Yeah.
You can't just let it. You can't like hold down forward and piss off, and you have to sit there and just keep adjusting ever so slightly. And there are videos of people like, I don't know if you can technically speedrun it. I think they might have hit the logical like barrier of it, but people have done endurance runs of that and speed runs of that for a while before they.
It's nuts.
I think eventually at some point, like the people that do kind of the speedrunners, like I feel like that kind of ruins some games though, is when people get too good at it. Like
Well-
it becomes like Counter-Strike and stuff like that.
Well, that's the problem with when it comes to things like Counter-Strike and stuff is that it doesn't mean there's no way to do it casually because everyone's doing it now.
But like even like Age of Empires online play.
Yeah.
It's bloody impossible, and it's a different game because everybody knows the math behind all the build orders and stuff like that.
But there's certain games where because certain things are known, you can shock people with an unknown variable where there's just kind of like that shock factor knocks someone off a game.
Right.
Or you can innovate and just come up with some other whack strategy. Like sometimes it's just like, okay, here's what you do, and that's how you win. And those games are fine, but the real ones have like a little bit of variation. Like if you're talking like competitive head to head,
Yeah.
where you can, there's room to play jazz a bit. Yeah.
Dallas, did you ever try and do a speed run of that Frogger game I gave you?
No, not a chance. Not a chance.
Possibly the hardest video game ever made, Frogger on the PS1.
God.
It's ridiculous. Dallas, I booted it up for Dallas, and he's like, oh, this is really easy. Like, I should be able to crush this. And like 2 hours later, he's still on the first level.
Yeah.
Normally when we do this segment, we often say like, we're doing this for, like, so we're doing it for Dallas's benefit. You know, the man's barely been outside of his own home.
Yeah.
Trying to again learn things. The problem is this is something that Dallas knows a lot about. So, Alex, have you got a question for Mr. Brassard?
Yeah. So, which WWE wrestler would be the best speedrunner?
This is the I don't know.
Sad thing is, I know the answer to this.
Enlighten us, Dallas.
You've heard of Xavier Woods, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a-
he's
yeah.
a major game.
okay.
Fair.
There you go.
So,
Valid answer.
thank you very much for introducing us and the viewers at home to speedrunning. Moving on to our more stable segments. This one is a fan favorite, I believe. This is called Who Dis. I'm going to give you the name of a person who existed in real life. I'm not expecting you to know who this person was, but I want you to give me what you think their biography is based on vibes.
Okay.
Your person today is the unforgettable, repetitive Neville.
Neville. I'm gonna guess a British flautist.
Interesting.
I don't know why the name Neville. I was just like immediately went Harry Potter, so I'm like British, but yeah.
Living or dead, do you think?
I think like 92 right now.
Fair enough. The real Neville is the father of two England footballers.
Okay.
Neville, you play in defense. Yeah. Phil Neville and Gary Neville, and their dad is called Neville, and no one's entirely sure why he's called Neville. But his real name is Neville.
Okay, is that him making a choice or his parents being
His
like,
parents chose to call him Neville.
Neville.
that's
My dad went to school with a guy called Richard Richardson, who apparently they called Dick.
Could have gone with Richie Rich, but this is England we're talking about.
This is 1970 Clifton, yeah. I think it's not very Richie Rich, it's more Poor.
also when you hit gold in the first nickname, like with Dick, like you can't.
Yeah.
Where else do you go from there?
This next segment is one that requires you to think on your feet a little bit. This is called Hill to Die On. Basically, I'm going to give you a topic. It's a debate between you and the lovely Dallas Outsider.
Okay.
Today's Hill to Die On. Is it better to be tall or short? How tall are you, Alex?
I am 6'7", a full 2 meters.
How tall are you?
Dallas?
5'10".
At best.
On a good day.
On a good day.
So
When well hydrated.
as the guest, you can choose which side of the argument you want to take.
Okay, I know where I'm at.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, being tall, like it's great. The best thing, I go to a lot of shows. I see a lot of musical acts,
And you see them.
and I truly see them. I was at Boy Golden at Amigos. It was a sold-out show, a packed house. And guess what? I could clock Boy Golden dead in the eyes from anywhere in the room. and it's top notch. And yeah, I have to duck under doors and I have to, do whatever, but it's going to shows, and that really just makes it. I mean, usually I'm relegated to the back of the house because people have opinions and what have you, but I can still see the act from wherever I'm at.
Fair enough. Dallas, rebuttal?
I got one word for this: travel. If you can.
You can fit right inside a suitcase
You
and be
can fit
carry on.
anywhere you want. You can, everyone everywhere has all the leg space.
If he's taking a bus, he can go in the luggage compartment. He can go in overhead.
Yeah.
Dallas, are you the kind of person to recline their seat on an airplane?
Yeah.
You're the worst kind of person.
See, you cannot recline if you sit in front of me. That is a fact. That is a knees.
Oh, you should have chosen to be shorter.
Like the
you can't get shorter. If you're too tall.
I saw a video of someone arguing about basically a woman's complained that she was being refused to recline by the couple behind her. They weren't letting her recline, and she went to the flight attendant and said, like, they're not letting me recline, and she took the flight attendant took the side of this couple behind her. And it caused this whole brouhaha on the internet, on TikTok and Instagram for a little bit about which is better. And I realized that if you looked, I went onto the profiles of which people were saying what, and I was like, that's a 6 foot man, and that's a not 6 foot man. And yeah, you could very much tell the people who were pro reclining were all under about 5'10".
honestly,
And anyone who was anti reclining was was taller. Because I'd love to recline, but I'm not as tall as you. I'm 6'1" ish, but it's still I don't fit well on planes.
no. And I will take aisle seats or anything. I haven't been so lucky as to get an emergency row yet, but I'm like, dude, give me that responsibility.
How was sitting at the Berries game?
It wasn't that bad, but I think that I was between people, like tight knees, and there were between people's shoulders in front of me, so I was fine.
They weren't.
But it's either that or the widest man spread in the world, because it's just what else can I do here? And yeah, with airplane seats, it is just I am just jammed in, my ass to the back of the seat, my knees firmly to the seat in front of me, and I'm locked in. That car or that plane could crash, and I would still just be suspended there.
When I moved here, my flight to Toronto from London was I had the middle seat in the middle section, so I was just dead center. And I was because it was cramped as fuck. And I had to manspread a little bit. I had these two very angry businessmen on either side. I was like, I really hope someone's small next to me so I can take up space they're not using. Nope, just fully.
I actually found out how actually short the flights are from London to Toronto. There's only 6 hours, right?
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
You can sleep through it. Don't, because I dribble.
They play basketball in your sleep?
Yeah. I drool.
No wonder. Yeah.
This next segment allows me to rest my mouth for a little bit. This is Alex's segment. Do you want to explain it?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Are You Smarter Than Dallas Outsider, the Scene It edition.
Now, last episode, Dallas got absolutely crushed by
the
a
entire Aaron Ball band tag team. Yeah. He was like Sting against the entire NWO.
So whilst I'm sure you know how this works, Alex, we're going to ask you 5 questions. You get first dibs at them. If you get them wrong, we pass them over to Dallas. All you need to do is answer more than Dallas.
All right, let's go.
All right. First question, gentlemen. One tagline for this film stated, a cop, a waitress, a lottery ticket.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, I'm blanking on it. It's not Raising Arizona. Wild at Heart?
No.
Okay.
Dallas?
Equalizer.
Did you say The Equalizer?
Yeah.
With Denzel?
Yeah.
No, it could happen to you.
What's that?
When you said it could be a Nick Cage film, I thought it was Raising Arizona for a second.
No, that one has a baby, but I'm...
Well, Equalizer has a cop, a waitress, and a lottery
No,
ticket
she's not
in
a
it.
waitress. She's a woman of the night, Dallas.
Well, they met in the diner, or something.
Question 2, gentlemen.
Okay.
What movie involves a clock tower, Calvin Klein underwear, and Doc Brown?
That one's a cinch. That is Back to the Future.
It is Back to the Future.
It's Safety Last with Harold Lloyd.
It doesn't have the Eiffel Tower.
Clock
What?
Tower.
Clock tower, not the
Oh,
Eiffel
Lightning
Tower.
sorry,
striking the
I
clock
heard-
tower.
What's your wrestling Mount Everest? Go and listen to the season 1 premiere with Joel and Mark, and you'll see Dallas being a moron. Actually, no, that was on the Sit Down podcast, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. What team did characters named Tanner, Lupus, Kelly, and Ogilvy play for?
Team. I don't know team names. I'm just going to guess Mighty Ducks.
No.
It's just a team, like is this like a fake name in a movie or?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want me to ask?
The fictional sports team.
So it's okay, for sports team. I don't know anyone other than Mighty Ducks either. So
It's hard when it's like the team name.
yeah.
Should've guessed Mighty Ducks, too.
I'm gonna say the Average Joes.
No, it's the Bad News Bears.
Oh, fair.
Interesting.
Also, good. Yeah.
So after 3 questions, it's 1 to Alex, nothing to Dallas.
All right.
That's better, Dallas.
All right, one tagline for this film read, "The fastest hands in the East meets the biggest mouth in the West."
I feel like I've seen this recently. This hurts. This is physically hurting right now. I'm going to guess I Spy. I don't know.
No.
I guess Rocky.
No. It's Rush Hour. Why Rocky?
This is your hands.
Yeah, but just
got
because
hands?
yeah, but Sly Stallone is not known for fast talking.
I don't know.
Ah, Chris Tucker, man.
All right, last question.
Great movie.
Is it, or is this only question 4?
This is question 5.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow, that went fast.
Yeah, we are fumbling the bag here.
In this film, Arnold Schwarzenegger was paid $15 million for 700 words of dialogue, or $21,429 per word.
Kindergarten Cop.
No.
Oh.
Terminator.
The Terminator.
It's 1-1.
It's
my
the
God.
words. It's
Oh.
the words, yeah. 'Cause
It's-
it hardly
it-
says anything.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah.
Do we have a tie break?
It's a
Yeah,
tie.
We could do a tie
We'll
break.
do a tie
do it,
break.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This will be way too artsy for Dallas, but any normal man should have a chance. Name the last black and white film to win an Oscar for Best Picture.
Put your
as
hands up
of
if you know.
when,
Just call it if you know it.
as of when this game came out, I guess.
Dallas, including you. If you call it, just call it if you know it.
Snyder's List.
Just Schneider's List? No, he wins because of that. Schneider's List?
That is right, though.
No, it's not.
It's
Well,
Schindler's List.
No.
No?
Yeah, it's not. As far as this game's concerned, it's Schindler's
okay.
List. It's not Schneider's
It is
List.
like the latest film to be black and white to win Best Picture? Or
Yeah.
is that what it was?
yeah, but this game came out in like 2008.
Yeah.
Well,
I was
is
gonna
there-
say
is there-
The Artist.
Oh. I guess fair. But no, it is Schindler's List, yeah.
Yeah, before that was Schindler's List.
I was
So, actually, Schindler's List does have color at the credits, and there's a red dress.
Well, that was the answer, and Dallas said it wrong.
Actually, you have to say, what is Schindler's List?
Yeah. So you lose, Dallas.
You get nothing. Good day, sir.
The charity you're playing for is broke again.
We're now going to move on to our quick fire segment. These are 10 questions. I just want to know your opinion on them. This is
Okay.
just to build a psychological profile in case the police ever need to sort of understand the inner workings of you a little bit better.
Silence of the
mean-
Brassard.
First of all, favorite Jack Black movie?
School of Rock.
Great choice. No. Number 2, weirdest celebrity crush. And by weird, it can be a hear me out or just niche.
The one that comes to mind is
Don't be embarrassed.
Jane Seymour, but I'm also thinking Live and Let Die Jane Seymour.
Okay. Fair.
It is niche, but it is valid.
Yeah.
Great film. Right, I've had this argument before. I know we don't talk about music, so I'm only going to mention it briefly.
Okay.
Alex disagrees with me. Live and Let Die, best Bond theme.
Worst.
Full wrong. Wait, theme.
Best Bond theme.
Still full wrong.
Worst.
Have you heard Goldfinger?
Yeah.
I'm going for Live and Let Die.
Awful.
I love Live and Let Die.
Goldfinger.
Classic.
banger.
Dallas?
I mean, even
I've
like
never seen it
even
once.
Skyfall.
You've never
music,
seen it? All right, we know
Okay, new
when.
podcast.
That's McCartney's "Live and Let Die," right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's still good.
So,
Like, I'm not,
no, for me,
like I'm putting
I will admit, more of the song is guff than I remember, but it's just for the live and let die. Bam.
like
It hits so well. And I don't
think-
think anything hits as well again until Casino Royale.
Yeah.
I think it's top 5, but
Chris
Truly
Cornell
Bassy.
did Casino Royale.
Goldfinger is great. Goldfinger, I think we've talked about this before. Bond themes haven't been goofy enough recently.
They've sucked.
Yeah, they haven't been sexy and goofy enough. They need,
Sam Smith was the worst.
yeah. But weirdly, Chris Cornell did a good one. I never understood that.
No, yeah.
Question number 3: what's your comfort food?
I think just like burger, like pub burger, fries, like that in a pint. Solid.
Best,
Follow-up question. I'm sure Dallas. Well, what are you gonna say,
I was
Dallas?
gonna ask, what's your favorite cheese on the burger?
Favorite cheese?
Yeah.
Just a nice sharp cheddar.
Are you gonna say
Yellow
blue
American.
cheese?
Blue
melts
cheese.
better. As a man who loves mature cheddar, it
Yeah.
aged cheese doesn't melt properly, so it doesn't melt as well. So I've got to go for a yellow American.
Fair, but I don't think that like I don't want it oozy. I want it like melty, but like
Firm.
still something there.
Best burger in the city.
I'm a sucker for Cohen's Rink Burger. It's just like has
You're not
everything
wrong.
on it.
It's a good burger.
solid.
It's a good burger.
Resident foodie confirm.
Yeah.
That poutine's also my favorite in the city, actually.
Noted.
Question 4. When given the opportunity between the elevator and the stairs, do you take the stairs?
I take stairs.
Can't he just reach up to the next floor and pull himself up?
I just take stairs 2 at a time, so I'm up there real quick.
When we did the stairs at CFCR, the first time we ever got interviewed there, it was just me and Ollie. And
I
we
was
got
not
up
in the best shape at the time, and I
he was
was
still
weed.
smoking. And he got halfway up the stairs and just couldn't make it. I got up the stairs, I turned around, and Ollie's just like,
It's 3 flights, and
They are
It's
tight
crazy.
turns. They're tight
Accessibility
turnings.
is-
I grew up in the UK. Like, I'm used to like old stairs, but that was still
like, no wonder
steep.
you're so fit having to climb those stairs all the time, man.
Come on, show me those muscles. Oh, what a man.
Also, have y'all seen a certain movie called Final Destination 2? I think that's the one where someone
Yes.
gets dead by an elevator, and that lives with you, man.
Yeah, fair.
Question 5: where has the best tap water? Have you traveled much around this God's green earth?
Yeah. I feel like I could list worst tap waters better than best, but like best, I would just say like here, Saskatoon. We got
Saskatoon's
solid tap
has
water.
improved.
It's not a bad tap water. It's not. It's about the same as where I grew up in Nottingham.
When I lived here the
I wanna
first
know where his
time,
best.
I didn't drink water for like a year. And
Unhealthy.
I honestly think that's part of why I left the first time. And then since I've moved back, I'm like, oh man, the tap water's a lot better.
dehydrated. What's wrong?
Okay,
I put on 40 pounds from only drinking chocolate milk and iced tea. What the hell?
okay. Bonus follow-up question: what's the worst tap water then that you've had?
I'm like Regina.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
It's not great.
Worst tap water I ever had
Brutal.
was this can make me sound very middle class. Was Malta, the Mediterranean island
Really?
country.
Okay.
They have no permanent water sources, so all their water is desalination.
Ooh.
It is technically potable. It's not good.
When someone describes water as technically potable, it's not. It's not a
And
necessity.
Ollie, what is the best tap water you've ever had? Is it the bottled water on the first class flight you took to Malta, you posh bastard?
My family took economy. Come on, we're middle class, not upper class. We only
Is it the water at Buckingham Palace?
We
Is
only,
that what
had,
the best water is?
we only had one holiday abroad a year, apart from when we had 2.
Oh, per year? Oh, apart from when we had 2.
Mom, back me up.
Your mother can't help you here, Ollie.
Question 6: if you won a chip flavor competition, what flavor would you introduce?
Okay. I would do like an apple pie.
Okay, that's a braver option,
That's-
right?
Because one time Lay's made like a cinnamon roll chip or like something like that. I had one bag and it was like, how did they nail it? I was just like astounded and I was just like, no. And then like have another one and be like, no. And just like crush the bag being like, what? And so like dessert flavored chips. Like I've only ever seen like that one bag, but it was just like it was a magical moment.
Wicked.
That seems fair. Yeah, we've had a lot of people say like spicy barbecue, which don't get me wrong would be a good flavor. But I want people to go weird with.
I mean,
this.
people have done savory, they've done spicy, they've done burger, they've done. People have wilded it out
I've
a lot,
never
but haven't played sweet.
I've never seen a good pizza flavor one, which is a shame because I love pizza. I've never seen a good pizza flavor one.
Pizza Pringles are the benchmark, but they like you can go up from there.
Yeah, they're not asking a lot, but they're edible.
Yeah.
Just have pizza.
What's that?
Just have
I
pizza.
know. Actually, they've got a filling in there, a little snack thing. Dallas, the little snack thing with like a soft thing in the middle there.
Oh, combos.
Combos, thank you, darling. They're good, but they're not really a chip.
Yeah.
They're a snack.
Yeah, those are good.
Question 7. Best tree.
Best tree?
Best tree.
I like a willow.
Ooh. I can take weeping willow.
I don't know. I just am picturing walking through my old alley on my way to school, and there was my neighbor had a willow tree, and it would always like lean over, and like the leaves would hang in the alley, and I always was like,
What's that? Nice. I do love a good willow. Willows remind me a lot of growing up because there were a few places I used to go to that had weeping willows that I wouldn't really see outside of my childhood.
Yeah.
Or at least it didn't clock them as much.
Yeah, and in your like weekly holidays.
Shut up! Shut up! I'm dirt poor. I'm working class. I'm broke.
he's a hustling musician. You leave him alone.
Question C. What household item would you like to have a chat with?
Like, okay. I think my toaster. Just like have a little like kind of sit down and just be like, hey, performance review. You're all over
Alex,
the place,
when
man.
do you like to talk to your toaster?
How many slices is your toaster?
It's a 2-slicer.
Ugh.
Cool.
But I mean, just like consistency, man. Because like sometimes you put it in and it's just like pops in 30 seconds, just lukewarm bread.
So you want to know why it
maybe-
sometimes has a off day?
Do you think
Like-
Maybe Alex's toaster would finally end the debate between him and
Oh,
Alex.
that debate's
or at
over. I
least-
have a new one. I have a new one.
what do you think a toaster would have if you spoke to your toaster? Do you think they'd have more of a preference based on
What kind of bread you're toasting?
Yeah, what the kind of thing being toasted or the heat it's being toasted at?
Like I don't get wild with bread, like with different kinds of bread from time to time. Like I'm usually just like, okay, same old Dempster's 100% grain, whatever it is. So it would just be like, hey, can we hit a level? Like I don't care if it's long or short or whatever it is. I'm just like, can we just like, if I know that I need to like double toast this bread, that's fine with me. I just got to know so that I'm not just like, hasn't popped in a minute. It's smoking. Fuck. You know?
That seems fair enough.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to get a new toaster. You know, you don't have to stay in a relationship that hurts you. You can flourish.
It's deep.
Too many people buy cheap toasters and don't realize they can get a nice toaster for not that much more. Like you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars. Just
Okay. Fucking bougie flights all over, bougie toasters.
I'll have you know my fiance bought my toaster.
But the gold-plated one at home was bought by your parents.
Yes, it was. It was. Well, what else do you get a boy for his 23rd birthday? What chain restaurant has the best bathrooms?
I don't know. I haven't thought in depth about bathrooms.
No, but if you're
I'm
on the
like-
road and you're like, I need to stop to go somewhere, you're like, oh, thank God I found this place.
I think dependable bathrooms, like one, co-ops are
They are
at
good.
least like, or you can trust them to like have a bathroom and not have to deal with any fuss, any customer, customers only kind of fuss and muss. Or talking restaurants, Starbucks,
Yeah?
just because they're all over and like.
It's not a Tim's.
Yeah. I mean, Tim's is also like a decent kind of like, they'll at least have a bathroom, but yeah.
It's hit and miss on the quality.
I've found the most hit and miss so far out here, at least, and in the UK, to be fair, McDonald's.
Oh,
A
yeah.
freshly clean McDonald's bathroom, excellent. Doesn't happen very often.
Then like that clean 30 seconds passes and then it's just descends to madness.
I've seen a picture on the internet of someone finding a big ass fish in a McDonald's bathroom, And for some reason, that's just embedded in my mind, thinking like, oh, I don't want to go to that McDonald's bathroom. What if there's a fish in there?
Do you know what I
Like
don't?
someone brings a trout.
Do you know? Do you know? I don't think I've ever told. Have I ever told you guys about my
Is that where the fish fillet comes from?
The fish got loose. Get it.
Have I ever told you guys about my Walmart McDonald's bathroom experience?
Walmart, McDonald's. Wait,
Oh
what?
God.
I was in the
The
store.
McDonald's in the Walmart
Yeah.
has a bathroom too?
It was the one next to it. I don't know if it was
The Walmart bathroom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was next to a McDonald's.
So McDonald's is no longer part of this story. It's a Walmart bathroom. Continue.
But so, have I ever told you the story?
No, you haven't. So continue.
I was like in the stall doing stall things. And a child just crawled because it's in the US, so like a child just crawled in and like sat on the ground like in the stall with me with my keks are down and everything. And like, what do you do at that minute? Because I can't usher the child out because then I'm flashing a child.
You
Yeah.
just sat there like, have I committed a crime?
Because I didn't invite the child in. It's like, come here.
I think you have to be
But I
like,
can't physically assault the child,
excuse
especially.
me, is someone missing a child?
See, he just crawled in, looked at me, and went, "Hi," and I went, "Hi." It's like, "What do I do?" He's like, looks at me, and then just crawled back out. I was like, "Thank God."
Like, at least the kid was like, this is a bad situation. I'm out.
You know, like if he was outside, he went, "Daddy, I saw a man's." Like, that doesn't make me look good. How do I explain that? No, he came on to me, officer.
Oh
Like,
God.
Can you please call your memoir Stall Stories? Stall Tales.
I've got plenty more.
Stall Tales.
And my last question for you is sports? Question mark.
Yes.
Excellent.
Well, we're in October at the moment, and October is the best sports season because it has all the sports.
Truly. Yeah.
Any sport you want, it has.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah.
Because you've got the MLS, you've got WNBA, you've got college football, you've got NFL, you've got CFL, you've got
World
NHL, World Series, and NBA.
Yeah. Everything's on. It's nuts.
What is your sport of choice? Don't be ashamed. Don't say speedrunning.
I am watching the World Championship of League of Legends, which is a video game,
Okay. What's your
Okay.
favorite ball sport?
but like physical, quote unquote, real sport. I've been getting into NBA lately,
Nice.
which is
Ironic.
strange considering like me and getting into it fresh. But like I never had a team, wasn't really into it. But like I don't know, just the BS around it and the John and the I don't know, I'm into it.
Dallas, where do you stand on the
Not
NBA?
on balls, that's for sure.
Okay.
Whoa. And our
yeah.
final of the quickfire segments is a segment of mine called Settle an Argument. So this is where I just bring in something that my fiance and I have been debating about and see what the guest thinks. So
right.
I like to use the washing machine as a laundry hamper because it's all just going to end up there anyway. And then it pisses her off because then when she goes to do her laundry, it's already full. And apparently that's a problem. Thoughts?
Okay, are you talking washing machine or dryer?
The washing machine. I will put my dirty clothes right in the washing machine.
Okay, no, bad.
Why?
Your washing machine, you should keep it clear and you should keep it open because
keep it open.
it is a kind of pretty wet, damp environment.
Eh,
So you're just kind of like welcoming mildew into your life.
but then I'm going to wash it.
I mean, like fair, but still, that shouldn't just be a hangout for clothes. Like,
Well, where do you suggest they hang out?
I mean, I don't know, dude.
On my couch? Kitchen table?
Or you get like a basket, you get a
I
hamper.
have a basket. That's the problem.
Yeah, you have.
But that's all the way in the
even
bedroom.
if you put a hamper beside the washing machine, and then you just have like a little load like waiting room. It's the washing machine waiting room, just right in there.
My washing machine is like right in the door when I walk in, and so like if
And
I'm
so you're
alone,
like,
I like to just step
"Honey,
at the
I'm
door.
home."
Yeah, I just like to be like, well, that day's over now. Whoops.
I guess you're just wild like that, Alex. I got nothing.
The next segment we have for you. This is Who Said It. This episode's Who Said It is Who Said It, the Dalai Lama or Dallas Outsider of Outsider Radio. First one is simply as human beings we are the same, and the 8 billion people alive today will only survive by acknowledging that we belong to one human family. This is how we create a truly peaceful world, by keeping in mind that we all have what we all have in common and being helpful to each other. This can be our Peace Day challenge.
Like Dallas, you're pretty wise.
All right, and this next one is life is a door. If it's closed, just open it again. That's how doors work. Which one do you think was the Dalai Lama? Which one do you think was Dallas? Which pearl of wisdom came from each of them?
You know what? I think it's the matter of factness of the second one that is Dallas. Dallas, he doesn't muck around. You know, why use 100 words when 10 words will do? It's Dallas.
Why use complete sentences when no grammar is fine?
That is very true, to be fair. It was, first one Dalai Lama, second one Dallas Outsider. So pick your philosophy and see what happens. This next one is Secret Time. So these are secrets about each of us. These ones are celebrity-related secrets for this week.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 4. One of them is going to be a fake out. You need to assign each of these secrets to each of us and work out which is the fake. Number 1 is...
Did you made the fake, though?
I made up the fake.
Yeah, okay.
The first one is one of us saw Robert Pattinson, his butt crack, at the backstage of a show.
Okay.
One of us flung themselves off a stool in a drunken stupor in front of Stephen Page of the Bare Naked Ladies. One of us sneezed on a member of Rush. And one of us has failed to successfully shake the hand of a notable local musician 5 times.
I feel like I have questions about how do you fail a handshake?
Well, that can come up at
You
the
just
end.
like have to chase him down. Okay. Robert, the Pattinson one.
So Pattinson ass crack.
The fake out. Okay. Failed to shake a hand, sneezed on Rush, and fell out of a chair on Stephen Page. What was it?
In front of Stephen Page.
In front of Stephen Page.
That one's correct.
You got 1 correct. I did do that back in March. I went to see the Trans Canada Highwayman.
Yeah.
Chat to Stephen Page afterwards, got a photo, and then leant back on a stool that was not as secure as I thought, and just fell back and looked up, and Stephen Page was looking at me with the most disappointed visage you've ever seen.
Ugh.
Don't meet your heroes. Unfortunately, Alex, that was the fake out. None of us have sneezed on a member of Rush.
Okay. Fair.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Alex, which one was yours?
So I have fucked up shaking Cooper Trapeau's hand about 4 or 5 times. Every time I meet the guy, he goes in, he starts high. So I think he's going in for like a bro high five or bro shake.
Hey, do you want to quickly show?
Yeah. So I think he's going in for this, but he's actually going in for that.
He just starts a high swoop.
Yeah. And so I come in like, yeah, man, and then he just. And then it just ends up in this halfway weird position.
I've witnessed this. The first time you see it happen, it's like, oh, that's a shame. It happens a few more times after that. It starts to become a habit.
And then eventually, I'll just be sitting there with Ollie, and I'll just look at him randomly and just be like, Cooper Trapeau thinks I'm a fool, doesn't he?
I think Cooper Trapeau is in the wrong because he don't do that. You don't do that handshake
Dallas,
from the
he's
high
much
up,
more
though.
popular and handsome than me. He's in the right. Don't you know how the world works?
I mean, no. I think starting that
I know how
high,
doors
that's
work.
a fake out. Like that is just like
It has ended up in like an awkward bro hug on more than one occasion.
because like me, I start wide and I go usually for the dap instead of the handshake. But like I don't know.
And then Dallas, what did you do?
Yeah, I saw Robert Pattinson's butt crack.
Good.
He saw-
Interestingly, it was in the
Good
same.
butt.
It was in the same instant in
That's
which
all right.
Rob Pattinson then told him
Very
he
pale.
should learn guitar.
Very pale.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Like a
Dallas
vampire.
only plays guitar because Robert Pattinson's ass crack told him to. Did Robert Pattinson just bend over and Ace Ventura you and just say, you should play guitar? This guy's Batman now.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily none of us have sneezed on a member of Rush though, because I don't think any of us. If that was Neil Peart, I wouldn't
That's
have
what
that
killed
down.
Neil Peart.
Yeah.
He
Anyway,
got sneezed on and then his brain went bad.
well, that's everything
Damn.
I've got to talk about today. Have you got anything else to talk about?
Wow, that did go quick. So,
Dallas, do you have anything else? Well, before we finish up,
Did we speedrun
Alex,
this
do you have
podcast?
anything you want to?
we speed
Listen to 90.5 FM CFCR, CFCR.ca. If you tune in Wednesdays at 5 to 6 is my radio show.
It's very good.
It is.
Thank you.
He plays good music.
Stop.
It's a talk radio hour, Alex.
I play good mouth music. How about that? Yeah, I don't know. That's the big thing. Oh, and I don't know. Stream Banastronaut. Come see us November 1st if it's going to be up
Well,
before
actually,
then.
this is going to be coming out the day before our gig together.
Perfect.
So,
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on down.
Yeah.
It'll be a good time.
we'll be playing at Green Room, I think, doors are at 7.
Yeah, doors are at 7, shows at 8.
Yeah, we'll be playing each other's songs for a little bit. I'll be pretending to be Alex Brassard, but a slightly shorter, stockier version. I think it's about the same weight,
misses
just
more
in-
notes.
And I'll have a horrible English accent. No, I won't. no one needs that.
But yeah, thanks so much. Thank you so much to Haines Mile for hosting this episode. Thank you so much to Funky Moose for putting out the video. Thank you so much to Outsider Radio for releasing the audio and editing the audio. Thank you so much to my co-host for joining me today. Thank you so much to Mr. Alex Brassard for joining us. And thank you to you for listening. Thank you so much.
And welcome to everyone's least favorite segment, which is this your card? So, AJ, grab a card, my friend. Now, I did bugger this up last time.
Show the camera. But don't.
The camera died in the video.
I'll look
Show
away.
to that camera, actually. Yeah, yeah.
I messed this segment up in the best way with Aaron Ball Band. So we'll see how this segment goes as we shuffle up, I guess. Sounds like Snuffleupagus.
Shuffle up, I guess.
All right. Is this your card?
No.
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 Is this your card? No. Is this your card? No. Is this your card?